Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the mechanics series. In today's video, we're going to be covering Air Roll Proficiency. In the case that you guys are confused by what I mean by Air Roll Proficiency, I'm basically giving you guys some tests or some benchmarks to hit or to look at to see how good you are at air roll or not good at it. So just in case you guys weren't really positive on how good or bad your air roll is, if it's great or if it's not great, and these benchmarks are going to work for any air roll. So this could be non-air roll, your regular normal air roll that you roll with, the directional left and the directional right air rolls. Alright you guys, so this isn't a air roll tutorial, but if you guys are interested in any air roll tutorials I've made, I'll link a couple in the description and put some in the card on the top right. However, this should be a pretty good video to give you an idea of where you are at with your air roll practice and seeing how much progress you've made. Or this video could show you how much progress you haven't made yet, but that's okay. That's part of the process. Alright, I've done enough chit-chatting. Let's get right into it, man. Alright, so just to start the video off very quickly, I'm just going to remind everyone all the air rolls that are possible to use in the game. So we're going to look at my controls here. So in Rocket League, guys, there are 3 buttons of air roll that you can use to play the game. So we have normal air roll, which is right here under the power slide button, and then we have air roll right and we have air roll left. All right, so that's 3 different forms of air roll that we can practice. Now I also like to include non-air roll as part of this, so even just controlling the car without any air roll, I still count that as 1. So I'm gonna make it 4, right? But there's this air roll left, air roll right, and then I don't have normal air roll behind it, but that's one also. So that's gonna be 4 of them that we can potentially practice and benchmark here. Now, with that being said, this video is not, how to get good at air roll per se. This video is going to give you some benchmarks showing you where your progress is at, but if you want to improve with the game, these benchmarks, like I said, they're not training methods. They're just, tests to show you where you're at, right? So what I'm doing right now in the map right here, this is probably what's going to help you solidify your air roll practice is, going through aerial maps like these. Not sure if well, actually, you guys could probably see them if I pause, right? Go to F3. You guys can see those. So if you're trying to get good at air roll, right, and let's say you're not doing very good on these benchmarks that I show you, then it's good to hit the maps or hit the training. Now, I can't get into, every method for everyone because some people are on PC and some people are on console. So some people have access to maps, some people don't. So training methods for those 2 different people, between PC and console, they're gonna be different. I'm just showcasing hey, if you have maps or if you just put any time into aerial car control, that's gonna help you do better on the benchmarks if you do that stuff every day. So I got left mirrors rings over here. I've got some speed jump trials. Basically anything that is working on your aerial car control, right? That is gonna the more practice you put into this type of stuff, the better you're going to do on these benchmarks I'm showing you in here in a second. For the next section of the video, I am moving over to the aerial trainer, literally the one that came installed with the game. So when you guys click into your menu, you go to training, you go to aerial, and then we're using pro. That's the one we're on right now. So like I'm saying, the first test that we have is in pro training. And I'll get right into it. So the first test that we have here is going to be in pro training with these balls that are floating in the air, like this. So what's the gist here? The gist is this video is called Air Roll Proficiency. So what we're focusing on is how proficient are you at air rolling. So like I said earlier, I was like, yeah, non-air roll is one, I think, is a form of car control. But for a lot of people, that's not the issue. The issue is hey, I'm trying to learn how to spin towards the ball, but still be able to control what I'm doing, right? So for this video, I'm going to showcase directional air roll. So either right directional or left directional, but I'm going to be using a lot of right directional air roll as an example. And I'm going to get into the different levels right here. And these are the benchmarks. So they're levels, benchmarks, same thing, right? But I'm going to showcase each one, and then, we're going to start from the easiest, and then we're going to go up to the hardest. So for most of you, you're going to pass the first couple tests, but once I get into test 3, 4, and 5, that's when most of you are going to start to fail or not, reach the benchmarks. But that's completely normal. Alrighty, you guys. So pick up your controllers. Let's go through these tests, and I want you to try it for yourselves and give these a go. And when you're doing these tests along with me, you can use whichever air roll you want. I'm just going to be using directional because I think that's what most people are interested in, and that's also the hardest directional to use, is either right or left. It's just the hardest one in the game. There's just simply no getting around it. Everyone struggles with it, and everyone wants to learn it. So, all right,
I'm done yapping. Alright, so the first test is, can you hit the ball? I know, seems like super simple, but for a lot of people, even just hitting the ball floating in the air like this, when they're first learning to air roll with directional, pretty difficult. You know, a lot of them, you know, they don't hit it quite. They're not able to quite, you know, control their car very good. Like they might get to the ball a little bit, like, you know what I mean? Like they'll get close to it. But it'll happen a lot though. Level 1, you'll just completely whiff because you just have simply no control. You know, like you're trying, you know what I mean? Like you're getting there, but you can't even hit it yet. Right? So that's level 1 or level 0, how you want to look at that. But if you can't even hit the ball, like if you simply just can't hit it while you're air rolling, then that means that you definitely don't have this practice down at all. You're probably pretty new at it. You know, like that's just what I assume from that, right? If you fail the benchmark, but if you pass the benchmark, that's good. If you pass this benchmark, that means that you have, you know, better air control than someone who failed the benchmark, right? That's how this works. Is that if you can pass the benchmark, right, that means that you pass the level, and I mean that's going to show you like, okay, what's level 2? You know, how good are you actually at air roll, right? That's what I'm trying to get at, you know. So I'm trying to give everyone a chance, or like a vision of like where they're at in their progress, you know what I mean? So anyways, like I said, this is level 1. This is the easiest. If you can't do this, you know, don't feel bad if you can't do it. You know, like I said, this is hard. You know, not everyone, you know what I mean? Like this is a hard air roll to learn, so don't worry about it. Like I said, first steps is just hitting the ball, just like that, right? If you can just get any touch on it, you pass, okay? I don't care how bad the touch is. I don't care if it's not on target. I don't care. I just need you to touch it, okay? Doesn't have to be on target. Doesn't have to be a good touch. It could be weak like that. It's fine, as long as you can just touch it while air rolling. And actually, I kind of get ahead of myself, but it's very key that you guys don't stop air rolling, because I know a lot of people, they'll air roll like halfway through and then they'll just stop and then they'll do something else, or they'll, like, you know, let go of the button. But my point here is, don't let go. All right, don't like cheap yourself out. You need to air roll the entire time. You cannot let go of that button. You see my arrow right button? It's R1. I'm never really gonna let go of that thing. Obviously, I'll not hold it right away so I can actually do the aerial, but, you know, like, see that R1 button? I'm never gonna let go of that, okay? Otherwise, you're not actually testing yourself properly. Okay, so you get the gist. I'll hold arrow the whole time. Just try and touch it for level 1. There we go. Okay, moving on to level 2. Level 2 is, can you touch it towards the goal and score it? Right, so you're air rolling. If you can just hit it, I mean, hitting it on net's good, but for level 2 though, we're gonna try and hit it in the goal. Okay, I don't care how slow or bad the touch is. If you guys can put it in the net, then you pass. All right, so let me actually get the shot in. I'm beaming it. Okay, guess I'm not that good. That's jokes. I'm just kidding, but there we go. See? So completely floating ball, was able to air roll towards it and hit it towards net. That's level 2. Right? If you can do that, that means you're pretty decent. Now with level 2, you can add a bit of variance, you know, because, like, here's the thing: if you do the same shot every time, so like let's say I do this shot and then I keep repeating it, that's not a bad thing. You know, it's just that the game has more to it than that, right? Obviously. So if you're able to give yourself more setups or different angles from the field to approach from, you know, then you can be more confident, like, okay, yeah, I really can do this, because like I said, we're only doing one angle, you know what I mean, or one approach. So I'll go back on to a shot here 1 second. Okay, you guys see what I mean? So if I always approach the ball straight on like this, right, and I hit in the goal, that doesn't necessarily mean you pass. I mean, you still pass in my eyes, but this is my thing: is you gotta like switch up the angles, man. You gotta start air rolling from here on the side, and then try and still get it in, you know. Okay, that was my bad. I kind of let go of the button a little bit, but you guys gotta, I mean, like, you gotta, you know, switch up the angles you're approaching from, and try and hit it in. Boom, boom. Okay, accidentally. It's super habit of me to do it, but I'll use arrow left. But here's the thing, though, guys. You guys gotta use just one air roll. No switching, no letting go of the button, nothing. That, exactly. See that? So that's why I was saying with the approach. Alright, change up your approach, right? So that you can be more confident, like, okay, yes, I can do this. Because, like I said, doing one angle, one approach, right? That doesn't prove that you know what you're doing. Okay? Because as much as I'd love everyone to just, like, you know, do this straight on the net and feel happy with themselves, that's great, but you gotta switch it up, man. You know, like I said, so this angle, we already did the left angle, so we're gonna do right angle. We're gonna start from over here, and then we're gonna arrow. Bang. And then try and, you know, wrap your car around so that you can shoot it on net. You know, it's pretty difficult, it's not easy, but that's why it's a test. So we're gonna start from the right, way over here, and then I'm gonna try and air roll in a way where I can get it on net. Okay, that's close. Not quite. But, I mean, even this just shows, like, you know how hard it is to, like, control your car to where if you wrap around, you'll, you know, still get on net? It's hard. I'm going to make it look easy, guys, but if you try this for yourselves, I guarantee you, you're going to struggle. Okay, there we go. I got one in. So, I mean, obviously, like, it's a bit harder, you know, like, if you go from the side, but, you know, like I said, for a lot of you, that's good, but definitely try and switch it up, you know, go from one side of the field, and then wrap back into the middle. Like, it's a lot more difficult to do it that way. So, again, if you can do it straight on, if you can do it from this side, other side, you know, and get this on net, that's good. Alright, you guys, level 3 is pretty simple. It's just, at this point, once you've gone past, like, okay, can I touch it, or can I even just put it on net, then it just becomes like, okay, can I put it on net with power or accuracy? So I'm not picking one in particular. So maybe in the beginning you're like very inaccurate. Like maybe when you go up for the ball, you're touching it, but it's like really like off. You know what I mean? Like you're not really getting close to net or anything like that. Or if it is on net, it's not really, you know what I mean? It's not accurate. Or if it's not accuracy that we're going for power. So like, because here's the thing. Once you get very good at it, you'll be able to do both. But in the beginning, it's like you kind of have to either sacrifice one or the other. A lot of people, they'll maybe like try for being super accurate, but they'll trade accuracy, or they'll trade power for accuracy. So like I'll try, if I try too hard to hit this and just try and hit it and not focus so much on scoring, even though that is the goal, you know, like here's the thing, I'll do this. It's like, yeah, I hit it on net, but I didn't hit it very hard. So, but that's okay. Like maybe in the beginning you start with accuracy and then you move into power, so you just try and get it, you know, towards net or in the general direction, but you know, don't really get a lot of power on it. Or you could just do the other way around. Still good practice. You could be like, okay, you know what, screw accuracy, I'm just gonna try and hit that thing hard as I can and get a lot of power, right? You know, either one is good. It's just when you're trying to use it for the purpose of playing games and scoring, right, you want both. You want to be able to shoot with power and accuracy while spinning, right? That's kind of the goal. So, and doing it while spinning, because like I said, boom. Okay, I've taken better shots in my career, but you know, you guys kind of get the gist. So I'm trying to go for like a speedy shot. There we go. Like, I think my accuracy could have been a little bit better there, but the power was good. But the end goal obviously is to just get, you want both. You want to be able to hit that ball where you want it to, and you want to be able to hit it with a lot of power, all right? Because if you can do both, that shows a lot of proficiency, a lot. Like that means you're very pretty solid with the air roll if you can do that. You know what I mean? If you can, because like I said, most people in the beginning, they're gonna do, you know, they're gonna be either more accurate but less powerful in the beginning, or more powerful but less accurate. All right, either hit that shit super hard and then it goes nowhere where you need to go, or you hit it like super on net, like dead on, but it's like super weak like that. You know, like you just can't have both in the beginning. You just can't. I'm sorry, it's just not how it works. But like I said, at some point, we're going to have both. We're going to have both power and accuracy. We're going to hit that ball super freaking hard and on target, just like that. Exactly where we want it to. Perfect. And fun fact, you guys, we're going to be doing that from different angles and different approaches again, because that's how this works. You can't just pass the test first try just because you score. You gotta switch it up, dude. You gotta change your approach. Do the stuff, you know what I mean? You guys see what I mean? So you just gotta, you know, I'm not saying you can't pass the test first try by just doing it straight on, but you should definitely just, you know, give yourself a chance to try it from other angles and just see how you do, you know what I mean? But here's the fun part. All that practice we just did, all those tests we just did, that was with balls that aren't even moving. You guys get what I mean? Like these balls are literally standing still. Okay? They're basically free in a way. You know, I'm not saying it's easy to hit them, but like they're not even moving, bro. All right, level 4. You have graduated to balls that move across the screen. All right, and just for reference, I switched to all-star settings. So instead of the pro settings on the training, now we're on all-star aerial training. Okay, and all the balls get launched and they move across the screen. See that? So they're not only are they just not stationary, but they're also like got an arc and they're moving pretty good. All right, so level 4. What is level 4? Level 4 is, can you hit the ball? I know it sucks. It's simple, but like you're like, what the heck, man? I did that on level 1. I'm like, I know that, dude, but now the ball's moving. All right, different ball game here, buddy. Okay, so like you got to touch the ball. If you whiff, and you do that. Oh, I didn't whiff, but you know what I mean. Like if you guys whiff moving balls while you're spinning, right? Like what? I can't even miss, bro. What the fuck? Anyways, you know what I mean. Like if you guys are whiffing these, right? You can't hit them. Then you can't. You don't pass level 4. If the ball's moving across the screen and you're whiffing, and you're not touching it at all, and you're just completely getting no ball contact on it, then wrap it up, buddy. You know, you got to work on getting that ball touched in level 4. But you know, like I said, once you get past level 4, which is touching it while the ball's moving, and then you know we're gonna incorporate other angles. So once I get past this one, we're gonna do one with a different setup, different read, different arc. You know, same stuff. But the goal for level 4 is just to touch it, because like I said, this stuff is hard. Okay, so we just gotta touch the ball. Bang bang, perfect. Okay, that one actually I touched it. Got some power on that and accuracy. That was like level 6. But then you guys get where this is going. So what is level 5? Level 5 is just hit it on target. Doesn't have to be like a powerful shot or an accurate shot, but if you can just hit it on target like that, that's level 5. Okay? Do that. Honestly just do all the all-star training. Like just do all 10 shots in all-star. If you can pass level 5 doing all those shots, then I think you pass, okay? And then level 6 is same thing. Power and accuracy. If you can hit the ball with power and accuracy, you can do both. So hit it on net, hit it with power, hit it with accuracy, yada yada, right? You know, just get a good shot, basically. You know, then I think you can pass level 6 with the balls that are moving, okay? That was a good shot, nice. You guys get what I'm saying, though. Like, obviously, the better you get at spinning, you know, and the more proficient you become, you should be able to upgrade in both of those areas. First of all, getting it on target. Putting the accuracy in and the power, right? Get all that in, you're past level 6. All right, moving on to level 7. So what's level 7? Level 7 is basically once you can hit, you know, decent aerial shots while spinning, we're gonna start moving to a bit more advanced mechanics, and we're gonna do those advanced mechanics while only spinning. So for right now, this is level 7. We're gonna do a double tap. So the ball launches up, you spin, you spin, you spin, you touch it, and then you double tap. Like so, right? So basically now we're getting to the section that I want to call advanced mechanics, and basically what that means is you're able to use your directional air roll to do things that are very difficult or just advanced. I'm using only directional right for this example. Well, it's been all the examples, but I can use air roll directional right to hit like very advanced shots like that. Like I was using air roll right the entire time. I didn't let go of it, and I used it to hit a pretty difficult shot. Like, you know, I'm not saying that's easy, because it isn't, you know. That's a hard mechanic, it's double taps. So if you guys can hit solid double taps while you're air rolling, very good. You pass level 7. Alright, level 8 is doing an air dribble while spinning. Alright, boom. Alright, we're gonna get the setup, or free play, whatever. You air dribble the ball, you pop it, and then you start spinning off this wall, and then you use air roll to air dribble. Like so. There we go. So depending on how proficient you are at that, or how consistent you are at that, should be able to do that pretty much every single time. Jump off the wall, and then something like that. There we go, right? That's level 8. I don't expect you guys to be able to air dribble right away. It's pretty damn difficult to do while spinning. You know what I mean? It's hard. It really is. That's why it's level 8. Okay, that's just an air dribble. I'm still cooking. We got a lot more levels to go. Because like this is just a basic air dribble. Like this is still just, you know, normal touches. Like nothing crazy yet. Still pretty advanced for most people, but still good. All right, but if you can just air dribble, if you can air dribble while spinning across the entire field, this whole thing. Look how much field there is. Oh my gosh, just so much field, man. But if you can air dribble across the entire thing while spinning, the whole way, just going and going, like oh my gosh. Man, I didn't even know there was this much field in Rocket League, guys. I'm gonna be so real with you. But if you can cross map while spinning, right, every single time, Without fail, you are good at this. Oh my. And then we're gonna add different walls, because that was left wall over there, or left setup, and now we're gonna do right setup. You can do that. Complete cross map. Every single time, like this. You know? Pretty good. Okay, that's level 8. Level 9. What is level 9, guys? Level 9 is air dribble double taps. You're gonna air dribble that bad boy, and you're gonna double tap it. Alright, because you freaking can, and you're just to go. So we're gonna boom, boom, cross map. Nice. Air dribble. 1, 2, and then banger. Air dribble double tap. It's getting harder. It's level 9, guys. You do full cross map air dribble double tap while spinning. Bang. Nice. Alright, what's level 11? 11. I mean, it's gonna start ramping up, but we're gonna start doing some flip resets off the air dribble. We're gonna air dribble. And then we're gonna flip reset. Banger. Like that. Now I'm adding even more advanced mechanics into this. So this level 11 is just like, oh, okay. Simple air dribble. Reset. Put that bad boy in. Nice. Hopefully you guys can forgive me if I forget what level I'm on, but let's do level 12. Okay, level 12 is just being able to do flip reset setups on purpose. So like a lot of people, when they learn to flip reset or they try to, you know, they want to air roll because it helps, right? You know, but they'll do this, we do the setup, pop it, spin it, and then time it perfectly to get a reset. Bang, like that. Oh, wait, I'm Mecky. Psycho. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. And I swear on life, guys, every time I do this, where I do this like spin up into the reset, like this, people are just mesmerized. They're like, I don't know how you do it, dude. Like, that's crazy. Oh my god, Musty. And you know what? That's completely valid. Because I put a lot of freaking practice into this. This is hard. Like, no one just like that every time. Not the case, ever. And if you guys are wondering, like, how did he even get to this point? Like, how is he able to just perfectly pirouette up to the ball and get a reset like that? How does he do it? Well, the basic simple answer is you just gotta practice a lot. Like, you gotta be hitting that aerial training like crazy, dude. You really do. Because the only way this is remotely possible is I have to have full control over my air roll. But that's the whole point of this video, guys. This is Air Roll Proficiency. This is the video you clicked on, buddy, okay? You wanna know what Air Roll Proficiency looks like? I'm showing you right now. This is what it looks like to be freaking god near perfect with this shit, okay? Like, you can do damn near anything with it. But anyways, the point is that's the next level, I guess, level 12, right? Again, maybe the style of the way you guys get resets might be different than mine. You know, maybe you don't do that. Maybe you do something different. But for me, that pirouette thing, pretty damn hard. And honestly, you can't do that until you put practice in. Like, I did this many, many times, okay? But yeah, you guys get the point. Okay, so we are moving on to level 13, and you're like, holy heck, how is there level 13? How many levels are there? Well, the answer is there's technically infinite levels, but, you know, I'm just progressing. So level 13, what is that? So you think all that was hard? All right, now we're gonna add dodges because I haven't added any dodges into this, but now we're gonna add some dodges, okay? Because a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to like keep air rolling and having good control of your car after you do a flip. So like basically doing this, so you flip like that, and then you air roll, spin out of it like this. See? And then this could be for anything. So like, you know, you go off the wall, you jump, you spin off the wall. So like boom, boom, right? So go this way, boom, boom. Okay, jump, and then flip, and then keep going, right? So I'm already spinning off a launch. So like here, I'm already spinning, right? So that's already one thing. And then after I'm spinning, I'm holding my dodge, and I use it. So spin, dodge, and then you keep going, right? And then be able to control not only being able to control yourself off the wall. So like, hey, I want to go over here towards the net. That's already difficult to do when you're jumping off a wall and trying to spin. It's already difficult. So like, okay, I want to go towards the net, spin towards the net, and you flip towards the net, which is already hard to do because people not already, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to control your dodge, so control where you're going, and then if you dodge the wrong way, or you dodge all wonky, so I'll show you. So boom, boom, and then you dodge kind of weird, like, you know? It means you gotta put a bit more practice in, because that dodge control is gonna be really important when you're hitting some really, really, you know, hard stuff. I'll get into that, but like, basically what I'm saying is, you know, the next level or levels of aerial car control with your direction or whatever is going to involve dodge control or some form of dodging and then spinning out of that dodge to do hard mechanics. So, and there's a ton of mechanics that utilize this. We'll just use the cross map as an example. So we'll go here, pop, turn around, spin a little bit, and then flip into it. So here I pop it, I do a little spinning, do a little dodging, and then do some more spinning. Like that, see? Alright, so hopefully you guys kind of see that. So I did, you know, a little bit of spinning off the ramp. So like, you know, I popped it up, right here. And then as I'm going out for the ball, I'm spinning, and then I flip, and then I dodge through the flip, and then I end the flip animation so that I'm still facing the ball, and my nose is still pointed up at it. So bang, little spin, little dodge, cancel. Like, it's hard, bro. It's really hard to get it on target, or like getting your dodge to where you want it to go. Like that. See that? Like I dodge, and then I'm able to keep going. Show you guys one more example, but we're gonna do a pre-flip air dribble thingy, or I don't know how to, basically a pre-flip. Bang. Okay, you guys see that? So I jumped off the wall. I pop the ball up first, right? I give it a little pop. You know, it's a little far away from me, and then I flip towards it, and then I keep going and keep spinning. Just a reminder, guys, you have to hold the arrow button the entire time to know if you're doing it good, or if you're doing it, you know, correctly, or if you're good with it, whatever. So something like that's good. So like I said, pop it out for me, dodge towards it, and keep spinning. So again, this isn't a video about dodge control or dodge canceling, or, you know, basically anything having to do with dodge control. That might be a different video for a different time. But, you know, you guys get the idea. You can either dodge or pre-flip beforehand, or you can do it after. So this would be an example of after. So like I flip through and then I keep going. Okay, so I'd still say we're kind of on level 13, but you can say 14 if you really want to. But anyway, so the next level is shooting on the ground. Now, in the air, it's a bit different. Like, obviously, there's no dodge when you're in the air, because you lose your dodge pretty quickly once you go up in the air. So, you know, when you go up here, you know, you've already lost your dodge, like, long time ago. You're not going to be using a dodge for anything. But when we're on the ground, you know, using your dodge is really useful for shooting. So, like, here, in this example, the ball's going to shoot back right out at me. And I'm going to air roll the entire time, and I'm still going to shoot that thing mock Jesus. Like, you know, boom, boom, bang. See that? So even though I'm spinning the entire time, I'm still able to shoot it on target. Bang. So legitimately, guys, you can shoot the ball while spinning. It's fine. Here's the thing. You're holding your dodge. So boom, pop it, and you hold your dodge, and then you flip, you know, when you're ready. So boom. There we go. See? And then just like with a lot of those other examples, it's going to be like, okay, can I even can I still touch the ball and try and shoot it? I mean, I'm probably overcomplicating it way too much. Like, obviously, the way most people normally take this shot is like, oh, hey, nice. You know, and then you shoot it. But this is a freaking air roll right video, baby, or left, or whatever. This is directional air roll, okay? We don't do it that boring, lame way, okay? We don't do it just like that. Are you kidding me? Are you boring? What are you doing, bro? Like, no, we spin and we flip because we're extra, all right? But honestly, if I'm being serious with you guys, like, I don't think that's being extra, because I use it all the time in games and it helps. Like, I'm putting on clangers, all right? And that spinning, it's not for nothing. I'm not just spinning because I feel like it. Like, I'm spinning because that's how I'm playing the game, and that's how I'm able to get like some really, like, you know, offensive shots that people have a hard time saving. Like, it's still good. Like, here's the thing. I'm getting off track. Like, you guys could do a lot of the same things you see on screen right now without air roll, or without the excessive amount of air roll I'm doing. But I don't see my air roll as excessive because it's controlled, and I'm doing it on purpose. You know, we could always argue, like, oh, you could just do it like this, dude. Like, so easy. And you're right, it is easy. It is technically the same thing in a way. Like, how much better is that versus this? You know? Like, it probably isn't, like, a significant amount better, but I'm still going to advocate for it, because I feel like this is, you know, being able to hold that dodge, like, I think it's deadly. I think it absolutely just helps me put on massive clangers, you know, half the time. being able to spin through the dodge like that. So like this shot is a good example because I'm gonna hold my flip the entire time and I'm gonna spin the entire time. So I'm spinning while holding the dodge. So boom, bang. Like I don't if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what does. Like you see that? I hold my Air Roll the entire time and then I flip cancel that thing in, and it's fast, bro. It's fast. Like, if I time this perfectly, like, it's going in. I'm sorry. Like, there's no way you're saving this. Like, come on, dude. Like, that is so fast. And again, you could argue. You could just do it like this. You're so right. You're so right. And honestly, there's no right answer. Okay? If you don't want to air roll the entire time like a maniac, or be a spinning pirouette barrel airplane thing while you're going up, that's cool, bro. Alright? But I like to do it. And I think I get a shit ton of power. So I'm gonna still do it. And that's why this video... It doesn't matter, bro. It literally doesn't matter. Okay? Because this is an Air Roll Proficiency video. And you want to know how freaking good you are at air rolling. And this is Air Roll, bro. This isn't a non-air roll shooting video. Okay? This isn't one of these. Oh, yeah. Like... No. That's not the video you clicked on. You wanted this. You wanted the Pirouette Master. Bang! You want to be a spinning ninjutsu ninja, dog. That's what you wanted, didn't you? You wanted to be a spinning ninjutsu freaking airplane, okay? That's what you clicked on. Anyways, so absolutely freaking off track. But being able to spin and hold your dodge and control where you're going before you get to the ball and then be able to shoot it on target like a master, like that, dude. Like, that's level 14 right there, bro. Is being able to do that. Just these solid air roll shots close to the net, holding your dodge straight in the net. Beautiful. Absolutely awesome. Alright, moving on to level 15. You're like, my god, this guy needs to just shut up. Alright, but I don't care. Alright, so level 15, this one, you can't ever really pass it because it's kind of like an infinite loop or an infinite whatever. Like, it's infinite. Like, you literally could train this until you die. Right? But point of level 15 is just air dribble proficiency with your dedicated air roll. Alright, so like I said, you could be a little boring guy. You just do like little to no air roll with your air dribbles, but this is not the video you clicked on. You clicked on air roll. So we're gonna use air roll to air dribble. Like this. Bang. 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 I just keep going. And going, and going, and going. I still haven't stopped spinning or holding the button down. Still going, dude. I'm unmatched. Give me a reset. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, like I said, level 15, there's really no beating level 15. It's really just like, okay, how much better can I be than I was yesterday at it? Because it's like, okay, well, how much better can you air dribble while holding directional, right? And how long of an air dribble can you hold? How good are you at holding it? Like, you know what I mean? So just like getting better at air dribbling in general while spinning the entire time without letting go. How good can you do it? You know, and every day you just have to practice it and get a little better at it. You know? And like I said, you can be boring and do the whatever this, you know, no, that's not, no. You wanted this, spinning. Bah. Spinning the entire time, using spins all the way through, and then just air dribbling it like that, okay? That's level 15, it's just getting better and better and better and better and better at this every single day until you can air dribble that thing for 2,000 seconds, and basically until you can air dribble it for infinity. Now, I'm not at that level. I can't air dribble it for infinity. I can just air dribble it for a good, like, 30, 50 seconds. You know, assuming I have a good setup and, you know, like, all that good stuff. But yeah, so level 15 is infinite air dribbles. That is the level you're on, but like I said, it's an infinite level. You can't beat it. But that's the goal with level 15 is to just improve on your level, or improve on your infinite air dribbles. This is what I'm doing right now, is infinite air dribbles, like this, see? Just trying to go forever, basically. See that? Good solid, like, 26-second air dribble. Wasn't bad. Alright, you guys, so level 16, this is basically the last level, but it's a level that, like, it's basically a general concept. But the gist of level 16 is you do everything. Literally everything in this video, and then more. You just do everything. You basically just play the whole game, relying on just the air roll. Like, the air roll should be able to just do everything. Shoot the ball, air roll, flip reset, breezy. Air dribble. You should be able to do literally every single thing in the game that you would need to do or want to do at any time, any moment, using just directional or whatever one you choose. But basically, level 16, you do everything, right? You basically just rely on it. You worship this air roll, and you make it work for you. All right. Every chance you get, you air roll right or left or whatever one you prefer. But basically, every chance you breathe or exist, you're using that freaking air roll. All right. You're doing it for everything. All right. You're gonna use the air roll to birth your first son. Okay. That's how much you're gonna rely on it. All right. You're gonna use it for literally everything. Okay. You're gonna use your arrow right in the bathroom. You're gonna use your arrow right, at school. You're gonna use it everywhere, bro. Okay, or arrow left if that's kind of more your deal. All right, but you're gonna use it for goddamn everything, dude. Like no stone unturned. You're just gonna use arrow right every chance you get, even if it's completely unnecessary. All right, that or just do it for like I said in the case of level 16, being for real now. Do everything. Do air dribbles, flip resets, breezies. Like I didn't cover breezies in this video, but like, that is a mechanic you can do. You should be able to do it with your desired air roll, just like that. Everything. It's just everything. That's basically what level 16 is. Is just do it for everything. Dodge control, double taps, flip resets, double flip resets, triple flip resets, like this. Rapids. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Do it for everything. Everything. Like just worship it. Arrow right or left, whichever one you prefer. Guys, gals, whatever. You just worship it. You do it for everything. It's how you play the game. Honestly, once you go arrow right or left, whichever one you prefer, you never go back ever again. You just like, this is it. I found the answer. There's nothing else to it. This is it. Like, you've ascended. You've become him. You're the guy. You are the arrow right legend because you can do everything. Everything to such a high level. Air dribble at a high level. Flip reset at a high level. Ceiling shot at a high level. Breezy at a high level. I didn't have a flip. Everything. Everything. You use it for everything. Everything. Dude. Like, I am addicted to this air roll because it is so freaking good, and I'm so good at it. Just everything, bro. Love it. You guys see the psycho I'm about to do? Arrow right. Bang. Arrow right. Arrow right. Bang, bang, bang. Psycho. In the net. Bang! Freaking bang, dude. Arrow right's a freaking goat. See that shit? Arrow right. Up the ball. Psycho. So good. So freaking good, dude. And that is the end of this video, you guys. Alright, so comment down below what level you made it to, or what time frame of the video you made it to, because I rambled quite a lot, and I assume half of you clicked off, at some point. But anyways, comment down below, what level are you at, or what did you get to? That'll be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.